As leader of the Inquisition, There's something I must tell you.
Whatever it is, I'm...
Right. Lyrium grants Templars our abilities. Those cut off suffer. Some go mad, others die. We have secured a reliable source of Lyrium for the Templars here.
You stopped?
When I joined the Inquisition. It's been months now. After what happened in Kirkwall, I couldn't. I will not be bound to the Order, or that life any longer. Whatever the suffering, I accept it. But I would not put the Inquisition at risk. I've asked Cassandra to watch me. If my ability to lead is compromised, I will be relieved from duty.
Thank you for telling me. I respect what you're doing.
Thank you, Inquisitor. The Inquisition's army must always take priority. Should anything happen, I will defer to Cassandra's judgment. Inquisitor?
Is there anything I should know?
I'd gotten used to mages disliking me on principle. Vivienne's views on Templars are surprisingly traditional.
Worship. Let's see what we have.
To work?
Inquisitor? Those who oppose thee shall know the wrath of heaven.
What happened here?
And where is the merchant we intended to meet?
It seems Vicinius angered Calpurnia by sending her mistreated slaves.
Mirth or anger at damaged stock?
She was paying a fortune for literate slaves.
A horde of these Venatories not enough?
One down! That must have been Vicinius.
This is the merchant? I guess he asked Calpurnia for a down payment.
Let's look around. Shattered crystal. Let's find the pieces. Here's another one. The crystal's whole again. Hold on.
Lady Calpurnia, I had no intention.
I warned you of consequences should the slaves you bring me suffer in your care. Venatori, show him my displeasure.
No! Wait! Wait!
That's a dwarven memory crystal. The Shaper used them to store memories. Don't ask me how.
Dagna might know what to make of it. I read Leliana's report. Her people infiltrated the League of Assassins targeting you. The contract on your life has been destroyed. You should be safe now.
And thus we outwit the House of Repose.
It's an unpleasant business, but you're safe now.
I've no doubt that the guild was staffed by vicious men and women, Inquisitor. It's simply... Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer.
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy. Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
What made you interested in becoming a bard?
I was attending a university in Val. There was such an air of romance about them. A group of us, young gentry from Antiva, decided this exciting life was for us.
You seem a bit...
The life... During one particular intrigue, I encountered the bard, we fought. Or perhaps scrapped. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other bard threw a knife. You can imagine the result.
You were only defending...
But it was such a waste. When I took off his mask, I knew him. If I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my voice instead of scuff, I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
He seemed willing enough to murder you for the game.
Perhaps. I feel I'm the last to judge whether... In all the commotion... Forgive me. I don't believe I ever thanked you for helping me with this.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Such a gracious woman deserves nothing less.
such talk. I'm quite overcome.
Should I stop?
Oh, no. I mean, yes. I meant no, I don't... Well, if you meant to draw a blush to my cheeks, you've completely succeeded. Let's return to Skyhold before anyone notices.
Inquisitor, isn't it? A title with...
I've no beef with the Inquisition, but you will not station here.
Good morrow! Royal.
The charlatans! Very happy! It cannot simply in their blood. The Maker's will is written. See that you do.
Escape is essential.
They'll appoint a new divine soon. One who'll make you stand up for us instead of protecting us. Inquisitor, welcome. Thanks to your investment, I have all manner of runners scouring the wake of your adventures. If there's a tome that eludes you, I will endeavor to fill the gaps. I will not deny you a good story nor valuable information.
An impressive title, Inquisitor. Would you spend like it?
You have it.
She who trusts in the Maker, fire is her root. As the moth flies.
Maker, though the darkness comes upon me,
Move
I shall
along.
embrace the light. I shall weather the storm. I shall endure.
All right. Our Kunari contact should be here to meet us.
He is. Good to see you again, Hisrad.
Gat! Last I heard, you were still in Saharan.
They finally decided I'd calmed down enough to go back into the world.
Boss, this is Gat. We work together in Saharan.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor. Hisrad's reports say you're doing good work.
I look forward to working together.
Hopefully this will help both our peoples. Tevinter is dangerous enough without the influence of this Venatori cult. If this new form of lyrium helps them seize power in Tevinter, the war with Kunandar could get worse.
With this stuff, the Vince could make their slaves into an army of magical freaks. We could lose Saharan, and see a giant Tevinter army come marching back down here.
The Ben Hasrath agree. That's why we're here. Our dreadnought is safely out of view, and out of range of any Venatori mages on shore. We'll need to eliminate the Venatori, then signal the dreadnought so it can come in and take out the smuggler ship.
What do you think, Bull?
Don't know. I've never liked covering a dreadnought run. Too many ways for crap to go wrong. If our scouts underestimate enemy numbers, we're dead. If we can't lock down the Venatori mages, the ship is dead. It's risky.
Riskier than letting Red Lyrium into Minrathos?
Let's go hold up our end of this bargain, then.
My agent suggested 2 possible locations the Venatori may be camped to guard the shore. There, and there. We'll need to split up and hit both at once.
I'll come with you, boss. Krim can lead the charges. Let me fill him in. Come by when you're ready to move.
Just waiting on you and Hisrad, or Iron Bull, I guess.
You knew Iron Bull back when he fought in Saharan?
Yes. He led the group that freed. I was a Magister's slave, and when the Magister went to Saharan, Iron Bull and his men attacked my master's ship and killed him, as well as his soldiers. Bull set me free.
And you decided to start...
What do you think? I just watched a giant horned warrior kill the Magister who hurt me.
He never told me about...
One of the few things he hasn't shared with you, I gather. Sure, Bull. Share the secret Ben Hasrath reports, but keep that bit where you saved the elf boy to yourself.
Is Bull going to get in trouble for passing those...
The Ben Hasrath aren't pleased with how forthcoming Bull has been, but he was one of their best agents. He kept the streets clean in Saharan longer than anyone before him or after. He fought until it nearly killed him. The Ben Hasrath trust him enough to accept how he joined the Inquisition. Besides, they hate to discard a tool that might still have some use left in it. That's why I have a job.
It sounds like following the Kyun.
I had a temper. Bull's nickname for me, Gat, comes from Gatlock, the explosive power. I was so angry when I was first freed. I wanted revenge. I thought about leaving when the Kyun didn't tell me what I wanted to do.
Why not?
The Kunari were always ready to listen, to teach. And if I leave, the parts of the Kyun that I don't like are never going to change.
Once they're down, send up your signal. That'll let the Dreadnought know it's safe to come in.
Understood, Chief.
Remember, you're gonna want a volley to start, but don't get suckered into fighting at range. They've got mages.
It's all right. We've got a mage of our own.
I'm not a mage.
Get in close and take their enchanter down before he takes over the battlefield.
He'll be dead before he knows it.
Just pay attention, all right? The Vince want this red lyrium shipment bad.
Yes, I know. Thanks, Mother.
Kunari don't have mothers, remember?
We'll be fine, Chief.
All right, Chargers. Horns up!
Horns up!
Ready whenever you are, boss.
I'm ready to head out, Bull.
Right. Chargers, hit 'em hard and hit 'em fast. When this is over, drinks are on me.
You got it, Chief. Charges, double time. Let's move!
Gave your charges the easier target.
You think?
Lower and farther from the smuggler's ship, it's much less likely to be heavily defended.
Suppose we'll do the heavy lifting then. Just like old times.
Be careful. My agent said to expect opposition ahead of the main camp.
We've all done this a few times, Gat.
You've been living outside the Kyun for years now, Iron Bull. Just wanted to make sure your reflexes hadn't gotten as soft as the rest of you.
Ow.
I don't see any tattoos, but you're carrying a staff. Are you from a Chantry circle?
No, and I would prefer not to discuss it.
Have I done something to offend you?
You joined the Kyun?
After they rescued me from slavery.
And put you into something worse? A slave may always struggle for freedom, but you among the Kyun have been taught not to think.
Solace, not the time. We're clear, Gat.
Right. Signaling the Dreadnought.
Chargers already sent theirs up. See them down there?
I knew you gave them the easier job.
There's the Dreadnought. That brings back memories. Nice one. Crap.
The Chargers can't stand against that kind of force.
No, they can't.
Your men need to hold that position, Bull.
They do that, they're dead.
And if they don't, the Venatori retake it and the Dreadnought is dead. You'd be throwing away an alliance between the Inquisition and the Canary. You'd be declaring yourself Talvashoth. With all you've given the Inquisition, half the Ben Hasra think you've betrayed us already. I stood up for you, Hisrad. I told them you would never become Talvashoth.
They're my men.
I know, but you need to do what's right, Hisrad. For this alliance, and for the Kyun.
Call the retreat.
Don't!
They're falling back.
All these years, Hisrad, and you throw away all that you are. For what? For this? For them?
His name is Iron Bull.
I suppose it is.
No way they'll get out of range. Won't be long now.
Bull, when the Dreadnought sinks...
Sinks? Qunari dreadnoughts don't sink. Come on. Let's get back to my boys. Hey, boss.
Inquisitor, it is my duty to inform you that there will be no alliance between our peoples. Nor will you be receiving any more Ben Hasrath reports from your Talvishoth ally.
You under orders to kill me, Gat?
No. The Ben Hasrath have already lost one good man. They'd rather not lose two.
So much for that.
The loss of the Ben Hasrath information will hurt. Can we smoke out some of your old contacts?
They'll pool their people soon enough, but we might be able to identify the agents who replaced them. You're late.
Sorry, Chief. Still sore from fighting off all those vents. Good to see you, Inquisitor.
How did the Chargers come out of the fight?
Just fine. Thanks to you and the Chief, we had plenty of time to fall back. Chief's even breaking open a cask of chasing sackmead for the Chargers tonight.
Damn it, Krem. That's the kind of thing you don't have to mention to the Inquisitor.
Sorry, Chief.
Ah, forget it. You're doing fine.
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
What makes you ideal for this?
My family has ties to several freehold militias,
And your qualification?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses.
And your qualification?
To be honest, your worship, that was... I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the wide... But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
How's it going?
Our capacity increases, as do our requests. It was exhilarating. We are here for... Nothing? Unfortunate.
Somewhat off-color today, Inquisitor? An excess of... Might I bleed you?
I understand if resources cannot be spared to help search for the missing Seekers, Inquisitor. Still, it could involve a threat we are unaware of. There may be a use in...
That's enough.
Another time.
Stefan finally died. It was a blessing, really. He's been in so much pain since Haven. He was out of his mind at the end.
Inquisitor?
Leliana wished to speak with you, Inquisitor. It's good to see you. We've gathered many favors among... Don't forget, Leliana had something she wished to speak of. Yes? Farewell.
All right. Have you had any trouble with them?
Not at all. I will inform you if that changes. Let us begin.
To work?
Your trip to the merchant's home yielded results. Before she became leader of the Venatori, Calpurnia was even slaves with magic are treated unkindly in Tevinter. If Corypheus freed her, no wonder she follows him.
She must believe freedom will...
Perhaps. Calpurnia has freed... Vicinius tracked his shipments. My agents will invest... In the meantime, speak to Dagna. The Inquisitor, may I have a word? I notice you've paid Lady Montilier quite a number of compliments.
You found me out, Spy Master.
An entanglement with our ambassador seems most unwise. I asked Josephine to join the Inquisition because we needed a diplomat, not so she could be toyed with.
I enjoy being with Josephine. I'm not trying to break her heart.
Then I would be more... Josephine's no stranger to courtly intrigue. But love? There she's an innocent. She has no idea you are truly attracted to her. If indeed you are.
What do you have against the idea of me being attracted?
I have not known you long, Inquisitor. Her heart is easily carried away. I want to be sure. So, if you feel anything towards Josephine, I want to know.
I just gave her a few words of praise. Nothing to get...
You mean to tell me I have misread the situation? Interesting.
Whatever happens, I'm glad to see Josephine...
I have so few truths. I will not trouble you any further. Good day. Yes?
Anything I should know?
Having the Templar... The people trusted...
Questions.
Dorian, there's a letter you need to see.
A letter? Is it a naughty letter? A humorous proposal from some Antivan dowager?
Not quite. It's from your father.
From my father? I see.
A meeting.
Show me this letter. I know my son? What my father knows of me would barely fill a thimble. This is so typical. I'm willing to bet this retainer is a henchman, hired to knock me on the head and drag me back to Tevinter.
This could be the Venatori. Lure us somewhere remote, then an ambush.
Perhaps, although this does look like my father's penmanship. Or, could he have joined the Venatori? Let's go. Let's meet this If it's a trap, we escape, and if it's not, I send the man back to my father with a message that he can stick his alarm in his wit's end.
There seems to be bad blood between you and your family.
Interesting turn of phrase. But you're correct. They don't care for my choices, nor I for theirs.
Because you wouldn't get married? Because you left?
That too.
Let's go meet this retainer then.
I wonder how much my father paid this man to wait around just in case I showed. We'll find out soon enough.
I can't believe my father's gall. No, that would be too... If this is some Venatori connivance, I will...
Greetings. He will return to his clan. Goodbye.
What can I do for you, Inquisitor?
Inquisitor?
Well, Leliana just gave me quite the speech.
What about?
About us.
Oh, she is impossible. Might we discuss this somewhere more private?
Leliana said I was an innocent in love?
More or less.
Of all the... I'm quite capable of understanding our association.
I've never thought your intentions were overly romantic, Inquisitor. I assure you.
But we're still friends, right?
Ah. Well, I'm glad we've settled this, and, I'll be going. Should you ever think... Good night, my lord. A pleasure.
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be... A pleasure.
This is an amazing find, Inquisitor.
The Shapered and Orzammar,
Greetings to you too, Dagna.
they preserve voices, or a likeness. Memories, you know?
These documents you found, Inquisitor. Discoveries.
Under fear of demons.
But the power will draw them unless you have wards against possession.
Once you have become the vessel, demons will be beneath your concern. Prepare as I have directed.
I shall, Elder One.
Sod it. Oh, sorry. The crystal couldn't take anymore. Wasn't meant for this.
That looked like Corypheus and...
It was a memory store.
No, that was vital information. Their alliance may be less than harmonious.
Corypheus said Calpurnia was going to be a vessel.
They spoke of power and demons. Corypheus must have some other plan.
The crystal showed us Calpurnia hasn't bought into Corypheus.
Well, I'm no shaper, but I might be able to get it to remember new sounds.
Really? If we hid it among Calpurnia's belongings, imagine what we could learn.
I can split it and keep half here. We could hear her speaking right then. It's not how they're supposed to work, and it'll probably break. As I said, I'm no...
Inquisitor, Calpurnia's Venatori have been digging up elven ruins. Tracking them might lead us to her. If this crystal were placed in a lair, I cannot overstate the value of what we might learn.
Why not attack Calpurnia head-on?
You attract attention, Inquisitor. Her spies would see a single agent may slip in and out without notice. This crystal may yield great rewards.
Dagna, do whatever it takes to get...
Right. If there's a rift growing between Corypheus and Calpurnia, we must exploit it.
I'll have the crystal ready soon. I think. Let me find the Quicksilver.
What can I do for you?
Inquisitor. Oh.
Yes?
I wanted to ask...
Of course. What do you wish to know?
You must have an opinion of the...
Having opinions about Templars, my dear, is exactly like having... I have known some who were impossible to endure. I have suffered insults at the hands of those in the armor, but personally, I have found the Templars a useful tool. Skilled at keeping more
If the Circle disbanded, how...
The Circle is an idea, my dear. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything... Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
If you lead all the loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanter, I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
What was it like to...
My dear, your question is the... I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. And every person within each tower had... Some people suffered and some were content. Some were... The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
How did we come to this state with the Circle?
A failure of perspective that in... Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles... But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of it. When a mage attempted to assassinate the leadership chose to vote on independence based on the sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the... So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Are you familiar with
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and... In her dotage, she could not... We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Did they have cause?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that... By all means protest abuses by the by voting when they did. My colleagues all... A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1. The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against... By breaking from the Chantry when they did. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels. Yes?
Do you think that you and I...
I don't see how that benefits... Yes?
I wanted to ask...
Of course. What do you wish to know?
What was it like?
My dear, I cannot tell you. Every circle was different, and every person... Some people suffered. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances.
So tell me about your...
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard, and mages need the company of other mages. No, My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing. Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower. Either all that was required. Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was the exception. Most were quite permissive. Perhaps too permissive, in retrospect. Yes?
I'm listening.
Gloat all you like. I have this one.
Are you sassing me, Commander? I did...
Why do I even...
Leaving, are you? Does this mean I win?
Please don't stop on my account.
All right. Your move.
You need to come to terms with my inevitable victory. You'll feel much better.
Really? Because I just won. And I feel fine.
Don't get smug. There will be no living with you.
I should return to my duties as well. Unless you would care for a game.
Prepare the board, Commander.
As a child, I played this with my sister. She would get this stuff. My brother and I practiced together for weeks. Between serving the Templars and the Inquisition, I haven't seen them in years. I wonder if she still plays.
You have siblings?
2 sisters and...
Where are they now?
They moved to South Reach after the Blight. I do not write to them as often as I should. Ah, it's my turn.
All right, let's see what you've got.
This may be the longest we've gone without discussing the Inquisition. To be honest, I appreciate the distraction.
We've been through enough to drop...
I suppose... I believe this one is yours. Well played. At your service.
Is there anything I should know? Why are you telling...
Because it was either an act of kindness or a trap. I was hoping you knew which.
Inquisitor? Ah, the wolf. Inquisitor?
I want to hear more about you.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Your name, Blackwall, doesn't sound Orlesian.
I was from the Free Marchers. That was a long time ago. Another life.
I hear that many wardens will...
You're right. And when you join, your past is forgotten, so let's leave it that way.
What did you do before...
I was a soldier, a nobody. I grew weary of fighting up.
So you became a warden?
More or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered. The life I led before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away.
Why did you join the Wardens?
Because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that... Because they lay down their lives. We all need to believe there are such men in the world. Something on your mind?
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I just know that you could shake this world to its foundations if you willed it.
Not now, sister.
I know what you mean.
That's all that came. I'm sorry.
Tell your quartermaster boss it was a special order.
I did, I'm just saying what he said.
I know that.
Shame the alliance with the Chief's people didn't work out. He hasn't said anything, but he's feeling it.
I'd like to know more about the
The Chief... I never thought I'd work for a He's not like any commander I've ever worked for. That's for damn sure.
You wanted to see me?
Oh! I got it! E poste sala talva soth.
Yeah, my soul's dust. Yours is scattered all over the ground, though, so... Sorry, boss. I thought I might need backup. Guess I'm not even worth sending professionals for.
You knew the assassins were coming.
Little change in the guard rotation tipped me off.
Why didn't you tell me ahead of time?
You go through years of Ben Hasrath training to hide facial expressions when I wasn't looking. See? Like that. If I'd warned you or the guards, the assassins would have been tipped off.
Are you interested in getting some payback?
Against who? The entire Ben Hasrath? Sending two guys with blades against me? Just making it clear that I'm Talva Shoth. Talva fucking Shoth.
Tell Cullen and Leliana what happened. We'll tighten security.
Will do, boss. Boss, whatever I miss, whatever I regret, this is where I want to be. Whenever you need an ass kicked, the Iron Bull is with you.
Did you need something?
Hey.
Take care.
Yeah.
Our heroes strode the winding road, defiant. Inquisitor, a title hard to rhyme. Forgive me my distractions. My name is Meriden, a humble bard.
What do you bring?
A simple thing that you know well. Inquisitor, I want... Perhaps I'll also make a coin or two.
Are you a
Oh, heavens no. I'm a minstrel. I hope my skills will help in some small...
Damn, these are good. Are these nuts or seeds or whatever? They're good.
I'd like to hear...
They're good. Riding high after we hit... What do you want to know?
How did you start?
It's easy to make a name for yourself as a merc when... I spent a year or two working for Fisher's Bleeders. Figured I could do better. The best folks in the Bleeders agreed with me, so we split off.
I imagine...
He came at me. I snapped his sword in half, and we talked things out over drinks.
What are the crazy...
Besides this one, there's a lot of violence. The fun stuff is when they party. They always want to impress you. We've hunted wyverns, fought through caves to find some old magical crap. Even went giant baiting once.
What's giant baiting?
So this old guy, Comte Van Chess, has some kind of a pageant planned. But he needs a giant. He's got some kind of rare charm to control the giant. But... So we go in, kill some spiders, It attacks us because of course it does. And we let the big bastard chase us outside where Van Chess is waiting.
That was actually your plan?
Yeah. We had to stay out of reach, but close enough that it wouldn't give up. Good news is the giants are slow. Long as my guys ahead could clear out the spider. Bad news is the giant spiderwebs slow you down a bit more than you think.
But at least Comte Van Chess got it.
Turned out that charm was a phony. Giant ate the poor guy alive. It's okay, though. We still got paid.
You have people from plenty of different...
Yes, well, when you're in Orlais and you look like me, a lot of them got turned away from other companies that didn't want to... Their loss. You get my back in a fight and carry your own weight, you're good with me.
I'd like to know more...
He's a good soldier. The troops need someone to complain to when I'm being a hard-ass. He's good for that.
You don't have a problem with him?
Nah.
But you hate the Vince?
Sure, but he's not a Vint. He's just Krem. I can get worked up about a group or a nation just fine, but people... It's too much work to hate them one by one.
You don't have any problems with him being a...
He's not a woman. Look, I've got horns, you've got a magic mark on your hand that makes demons pop out of the sky. We're probably not the best people to go... Krem's a good man. I don't give a nug's ass that it's a little harder for him to piss standing up. Nice talking with you, boss. Good to see you, boss.
Can you tell me more about...
What do you want to know?
What were the fog?
They were the worst of the rebels. They made this fog. I never saw any mages, so I figured it was alchemy. I'd be on patrol in the market square. The fog would roll in, and before I knew it, half my squad dead without a sound.
It almost sounds like...
They didn't use poison. They didn't hurt civilians, and they were damn good fighters. Plus, they hit the Vince as hard as they... Hearing some terrified Magister scream, "My slaves! Where are my slaves?" in the fog always put a smile on my face.
Tell me about the...
When Canary can't handle the fighting in Saharan or lose faith, they flee into the wilderness and turn into They're vicious, savage. You look at them and you can see why my people needed the tune to stay civilized.
Isn't that what you did, though?
Hey, when I burned out, I didn't go rogue. I reported in and went where the Ben Hasrath sent me. I'm doing my job, serving the Qun out here. I'm not some bandit. I am nothing like them.
Tell me about...
The Vince sent forces to Saharan every autumn. We had some good fights on the beaches, standing in knee-high. The cities were worse. Free bit of advice. Don't let the Inquisition forces get suckered into urban
Why do you hate Tevinter for...
It's not their armies. It's their spies. Alam had no city administrator. Nobody would accept the position. The last four who had... Trying to conquer a country is one thing. Making it so nobody can live there?
What are things like for...
I remember one guy. He made these things, fish wrapped in So, one time I'm asking about his bad bag, and next thing I know, his assistants draw knives and come at my team. The rebels had forced him to poison my food.
And then?
I'd seen how nervous he was, so I hadn't eaten anything. We killed the rebels. I lost two. My friend who made the fish wraps died with a knife in his throat. That is what things are like for the natives of Sahara.
See you later.
Nice talk. Hey, boss. How are you?
Your worship? Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with any ideas, I'll... Certainly. What can I tell? Ended up retreating after all that. Your worship? Not a life I'd wish on everyone, but it'll do. My father was a tailor. I joined the army after the Imperial... That Magister's nice idea put out slave-made clothes at prices my father couldn't match. My father sold himself into slavery. It was slavery or death, so... Every day, put on a dress, look into my father's shaving mirror, and just... hate myself.
If you had the chance to use me...
What? No. When I was younger, Bull helped me make a good life. Nice armor and a well-placed sock.
How did your family react?
My mother wanted to throw me out. She said if I didn't marry well, she was happy to take the... He never said anything, but... Inquisitor? What would you like to know? The charges might give me more... I've been putting up with his joke. Big-horned idiot. Didn't even... If he hadn't told me he was... Just never messed up a job. Your worship? Certainly. What can I tell? I don't really have a story.
I can't understand how those women in the kitchen can be awake so early after the night we had. Nice talking with...
We don't need those chargers. We've soldiers enough without sellswords.
And how much did you need?
I hear Vashel was good pay for you, Inquisitor. Time to go see if my friends came through too. Got a location for a stash. Hopefully something nice. Just let me know when you're ready to head out. Be sure to bring your empty pockets.
I'm ready if...
Always, yeah. My favorite... Wait, this is weird.
What?
I was expecting a village or something. The people that leave me stuff don't trek out to places like this. Give me a city and I'll give you a tour, but surprise, surprise, I don't know stupid woods or ruins. What's that?
Don't hurt me. Harmond made me do it.
Quiet yourself. We're here to help.
Help? Had enough help. I complain about a fight and suddenly I'm an agent or something.
You were the one with the rumor out of Vashel. My friend.
You're her. You're the one he's waiting for. It's her. She's here. Red Jenny.
Oh, hold on. I was not aware the Inquisitor was personally involved. This is a tragic misunderstanding. Let's all sheath our swords, you walk out, and we'll conduct this like business.
Don't believe this pissbag. He started it.
There. That wasn't so hard, was it? We identified the confusion, and we worked. I do hope, Inquisitor, that you continue to respond to reason.
Freaking user you are. Another noble prick who...
We're the same, you and I. Well, that is overstating it. You are nothing like me. But we both need people.
You want to talk now, but Sarah is my ally.
Come now. You know how much her meddling cost me. Honestly, previous to this very moment, I thought you'd also been tricked by these Red Jennies. You're of noble birth, and as Inquisitor, you are more than a peer. I attacked them on behalf of us both.
Arse biscuit.
Quite. Inquisitor, Herald, if you are willing to recognize an opportunity, we could be exceptional partners. Now what was the point of that?
Mother puss-bucket friggin' bastard shitebag piss-face! Eat it, you lop-eared son of an arse-nut
Sarah!
piece of...
Sarah!
What?
He's done. You're done. Relax. It's over.
Pisshead. Friends, Inquisitor. Better than his lot any day. Hey, you. Know what? Thanks. Felt good to stomp the smile off that pisshead's face. It doesn't go bad like that often, yeah? But when it does, they deserve it.
Risky, but keep it within the Inquisition and I'll support you.
Even though this puckered around us?
Even so.
Well, good then. Right, what do you mean? Because I am really not used to that acceptance thing you're doing right there.
We'll have some differences, but I want to be one of your friends.
You're pretty big to be one of my contacts. Important, I mean, not fat. But all right, Inquisitor. You're on my good side. We'll see if it lasts. Hey, it's you again.
Is your network of contacts still active after what happened?
After Lord Arsehole and Vashel? Of course. He may have killed people, but that just means there's more who... It's crap that he killed people, though. They were just trying to stand up a little.
We annoyed some nobles.
It helped make a dead idiot. I don't get what's so hard to understand. Your stuff works the same. Your Inquisition, I mean. Punch a bully, people like you. Do it because they asked, or it's inspiring, even if it sometimes goes tits up and they take a hit back. You know, like Haven.
You really work hard to make it seem like what you do makes sense.
Right, because sense is what everything makes. Look at you, making sense. A Corypholus and his sky hole. Sense is not required for stuff to happen. And that's not my rule.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, innit? Your wish is something, something.
I'll be back if I need...
Go on.
Our heroes trode the winding road, defiant of the vile. Uncertain falls for home and call, when next the multitude smile.
Never trust half an elf.
So, Cole. Someone stole an entire cheese wheel.
Mice like cheese?
Do mice also like bowls of crushed mint?
That was for the cats.
So the cheese lures the mice, and the mice lure the cats. And then they smell the mint.
Mint makes the cats dance and play.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
So, Cole. Someone found a barrel full of misplaced daggers. Was that you?
They were safer there. How do you know?
Mother Giselle said the Maker is acting through it. He doesn't do anything. It's good to see you. Goodbye. Let's see what we have. If you require any help finding this woman who leads the Venatori, I do keep contacts in Tevinter.
Thank you, but I must involve as few people as possible. Calpurnia has a gift for ferreting out spies close to her door.
Let us begin.
To work?
A pleasure.
Let's speak later.
Another time.
What can I do for you, Inquisitor? Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
Inquisitor.
I understand the Inquisition has tracked down the missing Seekers. Care Oswin. I didn't see Ban Loren as the sort of nobleman that would become involved in this war. The sooner we go there, the sooner I can put this search behind me.
Do you have any...
It's good that you recruited Enchanted. She is ambitious. But my advice would be to watch her, but heed her when she speaks. That one...
It's over. Pity the Warden's moved on from this place. We'll have to deal with the Darkspawn ourselves.
Allow me to take a look.
Nothing to report, sir.
Supplies here you may find useful.
Everyone all right?
Popular spot with smugglers, I expect.
The one with the extra armor must lead the pack.
the arguments of my people.
Darkspawn have been driven back on the Storm Coast.
Let us pray they do not return.
At your service.
Let's see what we have.
To work?
Yes? We've gathered many
Ready for anything, Inquisitor? Accept.
I've got a minute if you need something.
Greetings. You will return to it. Goodbye. curiosity. Natural.
Yes?
Have we smuggled the other memory crystal into Calpurnia's camp?
We have. Here.
Even honey can't sweeten Philandris. I'll keep trying. You are no slave, Linnea. I'll add another spoonful myself, later.
Calpurnia seems to be treating her new acolytes kindly.
While I found that interesting, this is what you must hear.
Master, forgive me. I didn't expect.
The time for your ascension nears. Tell me of your preparation.
They go well enough, although I'm distracted here. If I could train at the shrine.
Only Dumat's faithful may enter. Continue as before. Or would you see the Imperium's rebirth stalled by your lack of focus?
I will be ready. As the vessel, and Tevinter's champion.
Calpurnia sounds like she's doing this for Tevinter, not Corypheus.
Another deflection. Why, a dwarven bauble, as if mine was miraculously returned to me. Let's give your new owner a glimpse of his fate. Venatori, we leave!
That is all the crystal recorded before she found it. But I think it may be enough. A shrine to Dumat, Corypheus said. Where Calpurnia is forbidden to go.
Who is this Dumat?
An old god, worshipped in ancient Tevinter. He was the first to rise as an archdemon and bring... Truly a god fit for Corypheus.
Corypheus will be on guard once Calpurnia tells him we were listening.
I wonder. She may wish to see what we do first. She must realize he... Let us investigate this shrine. Care...
Hello. He will return to his clans to throw...
At your service. I'm sure you have...
Hey, boss. How are you?
See you later, boy.
Nice talking with
Ready for waiting.
He was the boy who was supposed to die. He named himself after the horse.
Let me know if you find one.
Thank you.
I trust all is well. Another time.
Inquisitor.
No one to watch over, your worship. We either have many friends, or you've made short work of enemies.
Herr Oswin, odd that the trail should lead us here. Ban Loren is a pious, unassuming man. What has he become involved in?
He might simply be a victim as well.
Let's see what lies within.
Down you go!
Promises. I should have known. The Order of Fiery Promise is a cult with strange beliefs about the Seekers. They've hounded us for centuries.
Is it possible to negotiate with them?
They're fanatics, drunk on whatever forbidden magic they can find to make themselves true Seekers. This explains why the Seekers might be here, but not the connection to Corypheus. A Seeker. Did they torture him to death? The Promisers will pay for this. As the Seekers of Truth have proven resistant to the effects of red lyrium, the Elder One has seen fit to place them in your care. Reclaim your destiny, and know that the Elder One expects your devotion as repayment. Signed by Magister Calpurnia, leader of the Venatori. Does Corypheus not realize the promises want the world to end? What use are they to him?
So Corypheus sold the Seekers to these cultists?
And they leapt at the chance, of course. But this doesn't explain how he captured the Seekers in the first place, or what's been done with them. We must keep looking.
The letter said Seekers were resistant to red lyrium.
Our abilities grant us many gifts, but a resistance to red lyrium's corruption. Although it would explain why none have numbered among the Red Templars. And thus Seekers would be useless to Corypheus. He would have no leash to hold us.
We'll find them, Cassandra.
I know we will. Daniel! Daniel! Can you hear me?
Cassandra. It is you. You're alive.
As are you. I'm so glad I found you.
No, they put a demon inside me. It's tearing me up.
What? You can't be possessed. That's impossible.
I'm not possessed. They fed me things. I can feel it growing.
Can we do anything?
I don't know. This thing inside him.
The Lord Seeker.
Of course we'll find him.
Lucius betrayed us, Cassandra. He sent us here, one by one. An important mission, he said. Lies. He was here with them all along. He's still working with them.
Could it have been the demon from Therinfal?
No. The demon came later.
But a demon couldn't simply take his place without...
The Lord Seeker allowed it.
Came here.
Cassandra.
Now is not the time for sympathy.
Wait. Don't leave me like this, please.
You should have come with me. You didn't believe in the war any more than I did.
You know me. I wanted that promotion.
Go to the Maker's side, Daniel. You will be welcome. He was my apprentice. I have never known a finer young man. Now we find Lord Seeker Lucius. Lord Seeker Lucius.
Cassandra, with a man I can only assume is the new Inquisitor.
You must be very proud of your handiwork.
I presume you know we Seekers of Truth were once the original Inquisition. Oh yes. We fought to restore order in a time of madness long ago, as you do now. And we became proud. We sought to remake the world. But what did we create? The Chantry. The Circles of Magi. A war that will see no end.
And aiding Corypheus is supposed to help.
Corypheus is a monster with limited ambition.
And your ambition is so much greater.
We Seekers are abominations, Cassandra. We created a decaying world and fought to... You don't believe me? See for yourself. The secrets of our order passed to me after the former Lord Seeker was slain. The war with the mages had already begun, but it was not too late for me to do the right thing.
And this was the right thing.
Lord Seeker, what you've done...
I know. What Corypheus did with the Templars does not matter. I have seen the future. I have created a new order to replace the old. The world will end so we can start anew. A pure beginning. Join us, Cassandra. It is the Maker's will.
He was insane. He had to be. Perhaps the Envy Demon's influence? Remove the Lord Seeker so it could take over the Templars?
If so, the plan worked perfectly.
He could not have destroyed all of us. I won't accept it. Let us return to Skyhold. I wish to see what's in this Book of Secrets. This tome has passed from Lord Seeker to Lord Seeker since the time of the old Inquisition. And now it falls to me.
You all right? You look drained.
On the contrary.
Oh, you're...
Do you know what the rite of the last resort used on mages in the Circle, leaving them unable to cast, but depriving them of dreams and all emotion? It should only be used on those who cannot control their abilities, but that has not always been the case.
Deprived of all emotion? That sounds...
I always thought it a necessary evil. What finally began the Mage Rebellion was the discovery the Rite of Tranquility could be reversed. The Lord Seeker at the time covered it up, harshly. There were deaths. It was dangerous knowledge, the shock of its discovery in addition to what happened in Kirkwall. But it appears we've always known how to reverse the rite, from the beginning.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
We created the Rite of Tranquility. I told you of my vigil, the months I spent emptying myself of all emotion. I was made tranquil, and didn't even know. Then the vigil summoned the spirit of faith to touch my mind. That broke tranquility, and gave me my abilities. The Seekers did not share that secret. Not with me, not with the Chantry, not even with... There's more. Lucius was not wrong about the Order. I thought to rebuild the Seekers once victory was ours. Now I'm not certain it deserves to be rebuilt.
You said there was more in the book.
At some point, power becomes its own master. We cast aside ideals in favor of expedience, and tell us, will that happen to us, Inquisitor? Will we repeat history?
I can't foresee the future, Cassandra.
But we know the past. Those who do not heed history are doomed to repeat it.
I don't think I've ever seen you so...
I do not think the Seekers have been doing the... Perhaps we believed it once. The original Inquisition came to be during a terrible time. But now, we harbored secrets and let them fester. We acted to survive. That is not the Maker's work.
If you did rebuild the Seekers...
I can't be the only one remaining. We will always spread to the... I would find them one by one. Then together we would establish a new charter. The Maker's work in truth.
You keep saying that, but...
There is no way to know for certain. Perhaps we lost our way because we stopped looking.
If anyone can rebuild them into something worthwhile, you can.
But are they worth rebuilding?
You could make them worth it.
I will think on your words. Thank you. I could not have done this on my own. I was hoping we could speak privately.
Are we not?
Right. Of course we are. The flirting. With me. I've noticed it. Unless it is my imagination, which is entirely possible.
If it makes you uncomfortable, I can stop.
You cannot court me if that's your intention. It's impossible.
Why is it impossible exactly?
That should be obvious.
Well, it isn't obvious to me.
You intend to properly court me? You of all people?
Is that what you want?
No. I take it back. That is what I want. I want a man who sweeps me off my feet, who gives me flowers and reads me poetry by candlelight. I want the ideal. You are the Inquisitor and the Herald of Andraste. You cannot be that man.
I can be that man, Cassandra.
The world hinges on our actions. We face death at every turn, Inquisitor.
That doesn't change how I feel.
It changes everything.
I've got a minute if you need something.
It's good to see you. Goodbye. At your service. It's good to see you.
Let's speak later.
Good.
Ah, the Inquisitor. A genuine luminary of our current circumstance. Please enjoy all I have to offer.
How odd that more men show up at the manor to speak for you. You and not I.
I am
smile upon you.
Though the darkness comes in, trust in the Maker. Fire.
By the Maker, it's the Inquisitor himself. Would you care for a bouquet of flowers, your worship? The roses have been exceptional this season.
Towards light.
I was looking for some flowers, in fact.
Indeed. For what occasion, if I may ask?
For a lady friend.
Oh, no, simple wildflowers for you then. I have just the thing. I'll send them.
I should look around.
We'll be joining up soon, Your Worship. Thank you for all you've done.
Is there something you need?
Good day. Welcome back. This isn't going to go away if we don't talk about it, Mother. If I'm a mage, I have to learn how to defend myself.
Please, son, say nothing. Let the dreams just be dreams. I would love you no matter what. We'll be joining up soon, Your Worship. Thank you. Make it be. Make it be with you.
Good day.
Make it be with you.
Good day. Would you care to trade?
Make it be with you.
What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine. Walking.
Good day. Good day.
Perhaps you're right. You should go to Denver.
Back again, eh? Wish I could sell you some books. Wish I could sell anyone some books. Sod it all.
So what happened?
Surfacer. It took all my coin for bribes just to find out the damn Templar thought I was bringing supplies to the
Any books of Pope?
Sure. Mages love that stuff. Fat lot of good.
Inquisitor, if you have a moment.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
I cannot stop thinking of our earlier discussion. You don't actually intend to go through with courting me, do you?
I said I would, and I will.
I believe you. Yet...
You don't sound like you believe me.
It wasn't a challenge, my lord. You needn't do it simply because I suggested you could not.
It's very simple. I care for you.
You enjoy making things complicated, don't you?
I'd like to speak with you. In private.
Oh? How private?
There's a grove just outside of Skyhold. Meet me there.
If you're certain...
I am. Trust me. On aching branch do blossoms grow, the wind a hallowed breath. It carries the scent of honeysuckle, sweet as the lover's kiss. It brings the promise of more tomorrows, of sighs and whispered bliss.
You can't be serious.
I can, and I am.
And that is the poem you chose?
What's wrong with it?
Carmenum de Amatus. I thought this one was banned. His lips on mine speak words not voiced, a prayer, which travels down my spine like flames that shatter night. His eyes reflect the heaven stars, the Maker's light. My body opens, filled and blessed, my spirit there.
Not merely housed in flesh, but brought to life. Shall we read another?
They will say one of two things about me. That I stood at the Inquisitor's side, his protector and his lover. That it was meant to be. Or they will say I was led from the path of faith by the wiles of a madman.
I don't care what they say. What do you believe?
I believe you are a faithful man. I believe you are the herald of Andraste, even if you do not. Beyond that, I believe only that you are capable of anything. And it frightens me. I have never known anything like it. I've been with only one other man in my life. A mage, with whom I adventured when I was still very young. He died at the Conclave. I will not let Corypheus win. I will not let him take you from me.
I love you.
Here, tonight. I believe you. You are quite distracting, you know.
I want to talk to you about the cure for tranquility.
It's not a cure. Not truly. Mages who were once tranquil lose all control over their emotions. They become irrational, unable to focus. Perhaps that state eventually passes and they can be helped, but it will take time to investigate.
There are so many tranquil. They deserve a chance to heal.
I would not want news of a cure to spread until we know for certain. Once we have that, however, then I will spread the word myself.
I was hoping we could spend some time together.
What could we possibly do to pass the time? You are quite distracting, you know.
Do you have any...
We must root out the Venatori. The Tevinter